everyone, if you're here for the first time, then click on the subscribe button because trust me, you wouldn't want to miss on any of my videos. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will be notified about it. Today we delve into a consequential decision that unfolded in the legislative corridors, the rejection of a bill proposing $17.6 billion aid package to Israel. Now, in a recent legislative session, the House made a pivotal decision by rejecting a bill aimed at allocating $17.6 billion to Israel. Now, this move has sparked a lot of talk among Americans, prompting celebrations and criticism. Now, many have taken to social media to express themselves on how they feel about this move. For some, this is really nice because at least America has saved $17.6 million and maybe they can think of helping their own people with it. Just maybe. Now, for some, they're surprised that America has rejected something aimed towards Israel. Different people have mixed feelings about this. More reason you need to stick around and watch this video till the very end. Here are some reactions from people. I will be right back.
Good. Now give it to us. Now we got $17.6 billion to help all these people that need it right here in America. I swear they must have came to my page and realized that wasn't a good idea and we weren't about to go for that. And don't get me wrong, and this is no disrespect to no particular people, but somebody explain to me, why do we owe $18 million to feed illegal migrants amid homeless crisis? So the Americans that's homeless, leave them homeless, but let's spend $18 million feeding illegal migrants. Make it make sense, with all due respect. But then they say it's a reason. Y'all know it's always a reason. Democrats have become comfortable with doing this. Why? Like, why are they all of a sudden down Israel? To keep the money here? Nope, they just trying to figure out a reason for Democrats to give more aid to Ukraine. Meanwhile, budget cuts may lead to closure of schools in Franklin County. Oh, and Andover considers cutting 36 school employees. Budget cuts, teacher strikes. So yeah, we need to talk. I'm tired of looking at a country that's so busy throwing billions all over the place. How are we gonna fix our home if we focusing on a way? We got teachers fighting, teaching our youth, and they scuffling and scraping for pennies while I'm watching us throw billions over there. So tear these comments up because I'm reading every comment. I want to know. Let's talk.
Thank God, guys, the House rejected a bill that would have provided $17.6 billion in Israel's aid. I told you guys the House was trying to pass this. It was rejected. Thank God. This would have increased Israel's military weapons and all of the things that they use to basically Palestinian people in Gaza, and now all of them are stuck in the Rafah city, and now panic has already, like, everybody's panicked in Rafah right now because it's the last place. There's nowhere to go and they're being invaded. There's a ground invasion about to happen to these people and they're still, like, it's crazy. The bill failed by a vote of 250 to 180. Some Democrats and some Republicans were against the vote, and this is great news. It doesn't mean that the lawmakers are not complicit in that happening in Palestine, but this is good news that this amount of money is not going to Israel, because this could have literally solved housing crisis in America. Can you believe that? And it's just, I don't understand how America has all the money in the world to send to Israel and every other country that is in alliance with them, except for their own people in America. Look at all the issues that we are dealing with here, and they are not doing anything. And if anything, they're putting more taxes on everything. Everything is expensive. If you go to a store, a candy bar is literally $2 now. For a regular person, that's a lot. People's paycheck, they can't even save anymore after working a 9-to-5 job every single 2 weeks or a month. Everything goes to rent, utility bills, everything. People don't have savings, but the government has this much money to give to another nation, a fake nation. Insane.
LOL. The GOP standalone bill to give Israel another $17.6 billion on top of the already $14 billion they gave them in November failed. I am very happy that people made their voices heard, because there are people in the House that generally sign on to whatever Israel wants them to do who voted this bill down. Now, we know that all the GOP are and that they just do whatever the Israeli lobby wants them to do. Over 40 Democrats voted in favor of this standalone bill to give a blank check to the right-wing government of Israel led by the fascist Netanyahu to continue to drop innocent Palestinians. Why would a Democrat do that? So-called in favor of human rights vote for a standalone bill to give more money to this right-wing client state. Okay, so please just screenshot this, okay? Take a look at all of the Democrats that voted for this. Check if they're in your district, and even if they're not, look up their opponent. Let's get them out of office. Any so-called Democrat that is supposedly a liberal or on the left or whatever that's going to vote in favor for this garbage should be promptly voted out. I know it's hard. Some of your favorite libs are on this list. Ruben Gallego is on this list. You got Frederica Wilson, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. No one's surprised by that. She's trash. She always has been. Josh Gottheimer, of course. You got Dan Goldman from New York's 10th. He narrowly beat out a progressive in that race. He's supposedly so progressive. Dan Goldman. Jared Maskowitz is another one who pretends to be like this lefty progressive. It's like, I don't think so, bro. Ted Lieu. Like, here's the thing. Just because you're liberal in comparison to the actual fascists in the House of Representatives doesn't actually mean you're a progressive. And certainly you are not a progressive if you are voting within the side caucus. Absolutely unacceptable. Like I said, look up who their challengers are, especially if they're in your district. Phone bake for their opponent. Primary, all these people need to go.
All right. Well, obviously, since we got that to offer, that means we got that to send, right? So, this reparation. It's still Black History Month. What's up? What's good?
Now, having seen those videos, let's dissect the key factors leading to the House rejecting this substantial aid proposal. From geopolitical tensions to economic considerations, we will analyze the aspects that influence this pivotal decision. Additionally, we will explore the reactions and opinions from lawmakers, experts, and the public, shedding light on the broader implications for both domestic and international reactions. So stay tuned as we unravel the layers surrounding this crucial moment in legislative history. Now, the U.S. House of Representatives rejected a Republican-led bill on Tuesday that would provide $17.6 billion to Israel, just like I said earlier, as Democrats said they wanted a vote instead on a broader measure that would also provide assistance to Ukraine, international humanitarian funding, and new money for border security. Now, the vote was 250 to 180, falling short because it was introduced under an expedited procedure requiring a two-thirds majority for passage. The vote was largely along party lines, although 14 Republicans opposed the bill and 46 Democrats supported it. Now, Aid for Israel, one of the largest recipients of U.S. foreign aid, has traditionally received strong bipartisan support in Congress, but many opponents called the House legislation a political ploy by Republicans to distract from their opposition to a $118 billion Senate bill, combining an overhaul of U.S. immigration policy and new funding for border security with billions of dollars in emergency aid for Ukraine, Israel, and partners in the Indo-Pacific region. Now, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson did say that the Senate bill was not going to work on arrival in the chamber even before it was introduced. Now, and Senate Republican leaders said on Tuesday they did not think the measure would receive enough votes to pass. This accomplishes nothing and delays aid getting out to our allies and providing humanitarian relief, said Representative Rosa DeLauro, the top Democrat on the House Appropriations Committee, urging opposition to the Israel-only bill. Our allies are facing existential threats, and our friends and foes around the globe are watching, waiting to see how America will respond. Democratic President Joe Biden, who supports the Senate bill, promised to veto the House's Israel-only measure. Now, the Israel bill supporters insisted it was not a political stunt, saying it was important to move quickly to support the Jewish state as it responds to the October 7 assault by militants from Hamas rebuild Gaza. Now, this bill simply provides necessary resources to our closest ally in the region and our own military, said Republican Representative Ken Corbett, the Republican Defense Appropriations Subcommittee chairman who introduced the measure. Israel began its offensive in Gaza after militants unalived 1,200 people and took 253 hostages in southern Israel on October 7. Some Democrats also blasted the House bill for failing to provide humanitarian assistance for Palestinian civilians. Gaza's health military says at least 27,585 Palestinians have been confirmed unalived in the campaign, with thousands more feared buried in neighborhoods reduced to rubble. Now, members of Congress have been struggling for months to find a way to send security assistance abroad, particularly to Ukraine as it battles Artishan invaders. Biden has twice sent Congress requests for emergency spending bills, most recently in October. The Republican majority House passed an Israel-only bill in November, but it was never taken up in the Democratic-led Senate as negotiators worked on Biden's request for a broader emergency security package and Republican demands that any security assistance be combined with changes in immigration policy and security at the border with Mexico. The failed Israel House vote was the second in quick succession for Johnson's Republican majority on Tuesday. It came immediately after the chamber voted against impeaching Biden's top border official, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Now, lawmakers cited a wide range of rationales for their opposition, with progressives specifically objecting the idea of sending Israel a blank check for its genocidal assault on Gaza due to stringent rules for certain types of bills set as a condition by the Republicans' most far-right caucus. The bill required a two-thirds majority of 290 votes to pass, meaning that House Speaker Mike Johnson would have needed a sizable portion of the Democratic caucus to vote for the bill. Now, many of the Democrats and Republicans who voted against the passage are otherwise supportive of sending unconditional military assistance to Israel, despite vast evidence that Israel is using U.S. support and tax dollars to commit war crimes and genocide in Gaza. However, these lawmakers voted against the bill largely due to concerns that Republican leaders wouldn't pass other proposals like military funding for Ukraine and assistance for Taiwan if it weren't attached to assistance to Israel's unalivings. House Democratic leaders had held a closed-door meeting on Tuesday morning for this reason, with President Joe Biden having also threatened a veto over the same concern. But what are your views on this? What is your take on this? Kindly share your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.